The webinar has started. Hey, Hubert, look at this turtleneck. It's
Yeah.
cold. It's cold
Oh,
out.
turtleneck in Florida. Isn't that against like the state charter or something?
I don't know, man. It's just all I know is it's cold outside. I was like, okay. I had my table set up out there. I took my computer outside, and that lasted about 5 minutes. I'm like, nope. Consider myself wimpy.
Wimpy, wimpy, wimpy.
Here's what it is, man. All right. Got some cool folks. Let's see people coming in right now already, which is great. Welcome, welcome, everybody. Pat is here and she is jumping in the hot seat today with us.
Nice.
It'd be good.
We
Um,
we've never lost a victim. I mean, a volunteer. We've made them cry,
yeah, exactly.
but in a
Uh,
good way.
Art, thanks, man. Art says, good afternoon from a balmy 100-degree Phoenix. Yeah,
Uh,
man, thanks, bro. He's making me feel good over here. I appreciate you. All good.
the
Uh,
last time Ridgely and I were in Phoenix, we dined at a very, very nice. We stayed at a resort. We were at a conference, but it was a resort that Ridgely had been to many times ago. But this conference was a functional health conference with a chef that was roped in to do like gourmet food without any known allergens. And Ridgely, it was an incredible couple of days.
Oh man, it was great. That I'd forgotten about that. That's exactly right. The guy was like, all the food had to be gluten free.
Lactose free, yeah, no dairy. Yeah, I mean, it was like a zillion restrictions, and it was incredible.
Yeah, so just to goes to show you that you can still eat delicious stuff even with all of those things. Unlike bologna or Vienna sausages.
You haven't
Okay,
tried the gourmet Vienna sausage.
exactly. So, wanted to do a little. As always, we will continue our training on how to use this crazy tool called AI. And had a very interesting experience this morning, Hubie, where
Yes.
I'd like you to discuss this with everybody. Um, where in using the tool, it went off the reservation. I was iterating multiple times, so perhaps maybe too much iterating.
But
But it went,
just to explain what you're saying though, just so that everybody knows in context. In what you in this case, you're talking about when people use the Chat GPT tool directly. The one thing about the PAF AI brain that we have, you cannot go off the rails because it's purposely built to act as a starting point and allow only one specific query. And so you're in, you're out, and you can take that and go iterate. So what you're talking about is when you have multiple sessions within a single chat session.
correct. And and what happened was, after doing that, the AI went off the reservation, started coming up with a lot of baloney, a lot of stuff that was way too flowery and way too uh, void of substance. Tell us your why does it do that? Well, explain a little bit why that happens, because then I want to show everybody what to do when that happens to you.
Yeah, so there are several reasons, but I can tell you that the longer you run your session, the more prone you are for this happening, right? And so it's basically due to lack of uh, direction in a singular thread of thinking, meaning when you start doing, okay, great, now do this, okay, great, now do that, but add this. What happening is you're adding things that don't seem to contradict each other, but the AI doesn't know that. The AI is trying so hard to please you that it's considering everything in the same history. If you feel that it's kind of losing track, do what Ridgely is about to show you.
Yeah, so here we go. I'll show you this. So let's just suppose who do we have on here on in this particular thread? Okay, there's Linda Rush. So we're just going to play with Linda for a second. And let's just say that you are looking to promote and what are the courses that you're working on, Hubert? You're doing a little bit of help with Linda. Tell us what those
Linda's
things.
working on a course called the Linda Rush Method.
Okay, so you
And
are.
if you want Linda to jump on just to give you a little bit of input as we go along,
That's
feel
a
free
great
to.
idea. You bring her on, or do I have to do that?
You have to do that because you're the man.
Okay. Well, let's just do it then. Why don't we? Here we go. Promoting you to panelist. And I want to show everybody, because this applies to everybody. You really need to understand how to do this. You're a world-class copywriter and direct response expert. You are charged by a professional coach to help with.
Hi, Linda. Thank you for joining.
And tell me a little bit about your course, Linda. Tell us a little bit of what is the Linda Roche method.
So I feel like Hubert has this down to a science, putting in the prompts as many times as he has. But the Linda Roche method is the method that I developed based on my own personal practices to create clarity and connect to insight through painting. And it's a daily practice that has been profound for me and that I'm ready to share with the world.
Individuals create clarity and direction in their lives through painting. Okay, now I want to do some things wrong to show everybody what works and what doesn't work. If I were to hit, which I'm going to return here in a second, or enter, what you'll notice is although there's a lot of direction here, you're a world-class copywriter, you're charged by a professional coach to do an email sequence. It's called the Linda Roche method, developed by Linda Roche, an artist, to help individuals create clarity and direction in their life through painting. This is insufficient instructions. There's not enough data here. And watch what happens when I hit that. What are we going to get? We're going to get a bunch of questions from AI. Or it's going to give me some ideas, but they're not that great. First of all, did I say a 5-part email sequence? No, I did not. So now it's creating an email sequence that may not be what you want. And it's going to make these. Oh, that's really good. Now it just kicked me out. Okay, that's clever. Hold on. Let's go back here. Here we go. Introducing the Linda Roche method. Discover how painting can change your life. Ever thought art and personal growth could intertwine? I'd like to introduce you to la, 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 la. How does it work? Stay tuned for our next email. In other words, this is completely generic. It doesn't have any meat to it. It doesn't have any muscle to it. Now, I could have given more details, like saying, hey, we want it to be 600 words each. We want it to be persuasive and compelling. There's a lot of things that I could have done, but the main thing that I did not do from the very beginning is create specificity as to how many emails and how long, right? Which is what you need. So let's do that. Great. Now, let's discuss what we need. We need a 3-part email sequence, each about 500 words long. What else do we always need? A call to action, right? We've got to tell people what they need to do. The call to action, and you can even just say, by the way, because AI knows, the CTA is to book a call with Linda to see if you qualify for the work. The tone, what do we want for tone? The tone, so now let's be goofy. The tone should be super fun, yet profound. I'm going to share with you that those are not terms that are particularly good for AI. They're kind of off the wall. I don't know exactly what that means. I don't know what I'm going to get. So let's go there. Now we're now into the space of it's going to be 3 emails long. Unleash your inner Picasso and discover your life's masterpiece. Okay, I kind of like that. That's not bad. Guess what? Your canvas called. It's asking for some color and a sprinkle of direction. Notice this is the funny part, right? This is the, we're being playful, etc. And if you're sitting there thinking, but I can't even draw a stick figure, keep reading. This is precisely for you. Enter the realm of the Linda Roche method. This actually feels pretty good. I kind of like this so far. Linda, what are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I like the tone. I think it's fun.
Yeah, so maybe this actually worked, but you don't know until you give it a try. Imagine this, the joy of a child with their first paint set combined with a profound moment an explorer discovers uncharted territory. That's what diving into this method feels like. It's both playful and deeply transformative. Book your call with Linda till our next vividly painted letter.
I love that.
That's pretty good. This is pretty good. But suppose that your tone is not this. Like suppose you're doing some of the work that Dr. Jean does, and it was with a big corporation. This might be a little too goofy, so to speak. So then you could easily do this. So we've had to take a look. Let's look at the last one. Your life mosaic awaits, a splash here, a dab there, creating your life's masterpiece. Did you know that every choice, every experience, every dream you've ever had can be likened to a single brushstroke on the vast canvas of your life? Some strokes are bold and deliberate, others are soft and subtle, but together they weave the mesmerizing masterpiece that is you. This is pretty good. Ready to create your life's mosaic, one brushstroke at a time. Seal your spot with Linda until we meet on the canvas of life. But now let's just suppose that you had this thought that, okay, I'm going after big corporations. This is just not the right tone. It feels way too goofball-y. Like it may appeal to Linda and it may appeal to Hubert, who tells really bad jokes, but me, I'm a corporate dude. I am much more serious. I could easily do this and shift the tone completely. Watch how AI does this for us. Great. Thank you. However, I need a version that is more formal with less humor and more hard-hitting facts. It should be persuasive, and crafted like a well-done essay. It's going to change the nature of how this comes out right now. And first, I'm going to get a comment from AI. You know, why does AI keep doing this to me? It keeps jumping out on me. Here we go. Here we go. It's thinking. Great. However, need a vision is more formal, less humor, but more hard-hitting facts, should be persuasive. Now, notice what I did not do, and let's see what happens because of that. What I did not do was say again, make it 3 emails long, etc. So let's see what we got. Look at this. The intersection of art and personal clarity. Discover the Linda Roche method. I'd like to introduce you to a transformative approach that bridges the gap between artistic expression and personal growth. Notice how the tone has completely shifted here. This is much more formal, much more direct, factually based, etc. Why consider this method? Evidence-based, unique approach, personalized experience. So by simply really getting clear on what I need, the tool is giving me exactly what I want. Notice how far you can go with this. Arrange your call with Linda, email 3, a call to action. Why is the Linda Roche method your next logical step? Right into the left side of the brain, right? This is very much boom, 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 and not so fun and engaging. So let's just suppose that I found, I'm not really sure if I liked it. And notice that AI is asking me, was this better? Was this worse? Was this the same? Well, it's better because it gave me what I wanted. Okay, great. You gave me what I needed. Now, I'd like to add a highly emotional story of a young person who was lost, did not had never picked up a paintbrush and was on the verge of committing a foolish act, maybe even suicide. This person found the Linda Roche method, got clear on their life, and moved powerfully forward. We want a big emotional payoff, and for the transformation to come from the Linda Roche work. Make this about 400 words long. Now, you wouldn't think that AI can do something like this creative.
That's a tall order.
So, but listen to this, because you're going to kind of be blown away. And this is, again, just opening up everybody's mind to what's possible. The canvas of redemption, Jamie's story. Life is a complex tapestry of experiences, emotions, and choices. Sometimes, amidst its vastness, individuals like Jamie find themselves at the brink, grappling with overwhelming darkness. At 19, every day felt like an insurmountable challenge for Jamie. The world looked bleak, devoid of color or meaning. A sense of unbelonging clouded their vision, culminating in moments where the thought of a permanent escape seemed tragically appealing. It was during one such fragile moment that a simple flyer caught Jamie's attention. It depicted a vividly painted canvas with the words, "Discover yourself through art, the Linda Roche method." It was as if fate, desperate to intervene, led Jamie to that very spot. With nothing to lose, Jamie decided to explore this method. Entering Linda's workshop, they encountered not just paint and brushes, but an atmosphere of understanding and acceptance. They were handed a blank canvas, mirroring the emptiness they felt within. The initial sessions were challenging. Jamie struggled. Their canvas more a splatter of chaotic emotions than any discernible pattern. But Linda, patient and perceptive, guided Jamie, encouraging them to channel their inner turmoil onto the canvas. As weeks turned into months, a transformation began. Each brushstroke, initially heavy with despair, became purposeful. The colors, once dark and foreboding, started to lighten. The canvas became a reflection of Jamie's evolving psyche. From chaos emerged clarity. From despair sprang hope. Through the Linda Roche method, Jamie didn't just learn to paint. They unearthed buried passions, dreams, and most importantly, a purpose. And now, and so on and so on. Now Jamie is an advocate for mental well-being, using their art to communicate. This is really pretty good, okay? And it's insanely good if you think of how long it took to create this, right? So can you go further with this? And the answer is you can go really far. I'm going to go a little further for the purpose of this demo of showing everybody, but we need to, and you're going to hear me say this over and over. You want to be thinking, what else can this do? What else can this do? What else can this do? Yesterday, I had a fantastic conversation with Pablo, who joined our mastermind. Pablo, welcome to see you on here. Sorry about the difficulties with our credit card processing. Thank you very much for joining. And because he has a business that stretches carpets and makes old carpets look new. But wait a second, we went into AI and we talked about what other promotional methods could we use? What things could we come up with that nobody else was doing? What ideas could we have that were out there? And we came up with a bunch of them, and we can flesh those out just like we're doing right now to create something that nobody else has created. So watch this. Let me show you, taking this a little bit further. Thanks. This is great. What is missing, however, is the emotional. And by the way, did you notice that Jamie came out as a neutral entity? It was neither a he nor a she in this particular story. What is missing is the emotional connection and the reveal. Can you rewrite this story, infusing dialogue between Jamie and Linda that shares their innermost emotions during this journey? Now, what am I doing? All I'm doing is I'm thinking outside the box. What else could I do? How else could it look? What else could I do? Okay, great. So now we've got the canvas of redemption, Jamie's journey. And now I'm going to share something else. You're going to see as we read through this that AI has had a chance to iterate on its own story. So it's now, as Hubert was saying earlier, it's rewriting its own story, which means it can also go off the reservation if you're not guiding the tool. The world seemed a heavy burden for Jamie at 19. Each day felt like a wading through a storm, and the weight of despair threatened to pull him under. Thoughts of a tragic escape hovered persistently. Notice they compressed the first two paragraphs from the last version into a single paragraph in this version. It was in this abyss of desolation that Jamie stumbled upon a flyer, its vibrant colors stark against the gray of their world. Discover yourself through art, the Linda Roche method. And then went on a little further, and here we go. Now Linda's talking. Starting with a blank canvas can be daunting, Linda said, handing Jamie a paintbrush, but think of it as a conversation. The canvas listens and your brush speaks. Wow, cool, right? Jamie glanced at the wide expanse, tears forming. I don't even know where to start. It feels like my life is this jumbled mess and I'm lost in it. Linda gently responded, start with a single stroke. Let the emotions out, no matter how raw or chaotic. This is super good. Are you guys?
This is great stuff. Can I just mention something originally here?
Of course.
So this is for everybody. When you play like this with AI and you produce output like this, you may say to yourself, well, this is cool, but how do I use it? I encourage everybody. Okay, Rich and I do this with all of our clients. You take your website, you create a section. It's your blog. You take your blog and you go far ranging with it, right? For Linda, it may be, the Linda Roche blog, stories of painting or whatever. And Ridgely himself has done this many times. Ridgely has an archive of these types of stories where they paint, vivid painting of little vignettes where through these little parables, the point is made. I encourage everybody, make your blog a little far ranging. You're allowed to do that. It's a blog. And post these outputs in your blog. They may not appeal to everybody, but somebody is going to read that and say, wow, you know what? That's me. Originally, the blogging technique, the variation is what makes it work.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm looking at and on our column, we have Bill, who does communication, and Bridget, who does graphics, and Dr. Clifton, who's a chiropractor, does weight loss, and Dr. Art, who does safety in the industry. And there's so many different people. There's not a single person who couldn't take this kind of a content and do what I just did. So what I'm going to, and look at this, it's great. It feels like a void, Jamie whispered, choking back tears. Sometimes I think it would be easier to just let go, right? And then Linda encourages Jamie, and then Jamie completes their masterpiece. This canvas saved me, Linda. You saved me.
Yeah.
Linda, Jamie whispering, you saved yourself. I just showed you the colors. It's just awesome.
Right? Folks, this is awesome. I want to acknowledge, though, this awesomeness is leveraging Ridgely's chops as a writer. What's happening here, and Ridgely, you tell me if you agree with this. One of the techniques is to show, not tell. This last iteration, Ridgely actually asked the AI to show, not tell. But that's because Ridgely is an experienced writer, and he knows that to create, amazing, scenes, like in a screencast or a whatever, you show, not tell. So Ridgely, I mean, kudos to you.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, but all I'm saying is everybody can do this as long as you learn the technique. So I'm going to put this output with Linda's blessing. Is this okay in the chat? Can I put it there? Okay. It's in the chat. Now, what can you do with that? You can grab that piece of content, open it so that it belongs to you, and then you could take the prompts and just change it just a little bit to not be about the Linda Rush method. This could be about the Pablo Schroeder method or the Pat Snow method or the Scott Brown method or whatever, and then tweak it and start playing with it yourself so that you get these kinds of outputs. It's super cool to do this. And obviously we can do this with you, but you can see the whole point behind this learning is to go. How can I get Ridgely? You have me right now. Okay. The whole point is to learn how to maneuver this tool, because it's absolutely mind-boggling what you can do at ridiculous speed to create incredible content that will help your business. And so, anyway, Linda.
Thank you, Linda, for being our first victim. Before we let Linda go, I do have an artist joke. You ready? Yeah. So a friend of mine, Ridgely and Linda, was painting realistic pictures of his Ford F-150.
Okay.
He was a pickup artist.
God. Sorry, Linda. I apologize on his behalf. I really do. It's just
I survived though, so you paid off what you promised.
There you go.
Thank you.
Thank you, Linda.
Well, so now, and for you too, Linda, take this stuff and use it, right? I mean, just take this content, make it your own, tweak it however you want, but anybody can do this, no matter what field you're in.
This was magic. You did magic here. Thank you.
Isn't it kind of cool? It's like when you see it, you're like, wow, that really is possible. I could do that. All you have to do is follow the prompts. Now, okay, Ridgely is an expert at writing prompts at this point, but all I'm doing is it's just a methodology. It's, can I think like the machine? Can I get in there and think like the machine? Because if you can do that, there's no end to what you can do. All right.
Right. Now, Ridgely, can I have a couple of moments before we bring on our next victims?
Yes.
Okay, so let me share my screen because I want to talk more about the PAF AI Brain. Okay. I did some brain surgery and I want to unveil a brand new section. Okay, so this is what I did. I Googled art. A page came up. I grabbed it. I didn't even read what's on here. Okay, I just grabbed the ArtX page, and I came into PAF Brain. Okay, and I left the mode on enter URL, and I stuck in the URL. Now, Art, I don't know if this still was a relevant URL or what, but for purposes of demonstration, this is what I did. I selected the model as ChatGPT-4. I wrote a new task in here. Again, you click on here and you can select all the tasks or a single one. I created one called the AIDA framework. AIDA is for attention, interest, desire, and action, right? And so I created this prompt in the machine and I hit submit, and here's the output, right? Now, before we go through the output, I want to explain that I wrote this prompt so that it's a teaching tool. In addition to the actual output, I asked it to explain what the framework is, what it does, and how it did this for Art's page, okay? Over time, and I got this idea because Ridgely showed a spreadsheet last week where you picked certain models of explanation, right? And so one of the base ones is this AIDA framework. I'm going to create additional ones to serve as starting points. Now, this is what you get, and it is what it is, but it's an amazing one-click output. You can then take this and evolve it as you wish in the style that Ridgely just did before. But again, this is the starting spot of the brain. Okay, so now the H1, H2s is to indicate like on the page structure. So headline 1 would be unleash the power of expert engineering insight for your legal victory. The subhead would be Arthur Eckstadt, the cornerstone of your winning legal strategy. We believe every legal case, especially those involving personal injury and product liability, deserves the right backing of technical expertise. Now, again, I don't know how limbified, if at all, this page was. What I'm demonstrating to you is that the prompt that I've engineered inside the PAF Brain will work on one click with any URL to give you an output that's based not only on the ADA framework, but also on the partner attraction formula principles, including things like we believe, okay, the limbic statements. So it then summarizes a unique selling proposition. Okay, now this has labels, so you're not to use the labels necessarily in your output, meaning you take this as a draft and you extract out of it what you want. Okay, this is the secret weapon your case needs to prevail. Benefits, and here are the benefits. You decide what you want to highlight. Features, here are some features that it extracted from Art's page. Call to action. You deserve a consultant. Now note the limbic, messaging. You deserve, and also the user-centric copy. You deserve a consultant who will not only strengthen your case, but also guide you toward the most favorable outcome, blah, 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 blah. And here's the explanation. This is what the ADA framework stands for. And in the context of this sales page, the attention phrase is represented by the headline and the subhead. So it's the teaching thing. So originally, you haven't seen this either. This is my latest brain surgery for the PAF brain, the ADA framework.
Love
Comment?
that. Great stuff, man. That's super cool.
And
again,
it's live now, and it's it's in the thing. Now, I also wanted, I'm sorry to have cut you off, but also I wanted to mention last week, some people, including Art, talked about having difficulty setting this up specifically for the AI, this part here, the API key. So I didn't get any support messages asking for help, but I'm quite willing to help you guys one-on-one. So you let me know if you continue to have any issues with it.
Yeah, I'm going to show one other very quick example here, since Pablo's here and given this output, going back up here into ChatGPT. So yesterday, Pablo and I were having some fun playing in ChatGPT. And one of the things that we came up with would be a great idea was to write a blog post for local real estate companies in Vancouver to showcase the increase in value in a property that they represent once the carpets have been repaired and stretched properly without needing to be replaced. Make it 750 words long, specific. Include fear of missing out, specific. Tone should be persuasive yet friendly, and the call to action should be to contact Curly's Carpet Repair, right? So now AI went and created a blog post, the unspoken key to increasing property value in Vancouver. Carpet repair and stretching. Real estate's a competitive market, etc. The carpet value connection, pointing out what Pablo does in his business. He can submit this to real estate companies because it actually teaches them something valuable. Stretching versus replacing, the sustainable choice. And that's what Pablo's company does. Fear of missing out in real estate. Hey, you don't want anybody else to know something better than you do. What is it in this case? It is all about making sure that there's not a flaw with the carpet, because that provides a real boost in property value. And then you have enter Curly's Carpet Repair, the specialist in the domain of repair and stretching in Vancouver, from drab to fab, right? Great stuff. The conclusion, the wise choice for real estate professionals, obviously is Curly's Carpet Repair. Now, it's Halloween, right? So notice this. Now, not notice this. I said to Pablo, I said, hey, Pablo, who's your favorite? Give me one of your favorite musical artists. And I just said, now rewrite this piece with a Leonard Cohen musical flair. Leonard Cohen is a Canadian musician that Pablo likes a lot. The Song of the Carpet, a melody of value in Vancouver's real estate. And now you get the whole thing where the city's rhythm beats strong. Every realtor seeks that one note, that magic song. Amidst the skyscrapers and the bustling street, there's an unspoken melody, a secret that discreetly repeats the whisper of the carpet's tale. So look at this, people. It's unbelievably good. The dance of stretching over replacing. To replace or repair is the age-old song. But in Cohen's world, and so on, and you just keep going. And there's no end to what you can do. If you can think it, you can create it. So, Pablo, I'm going to give you all of this right now. I forgot to do this yesterday. I sent you some of it, but I didn't send you all of it. So let me do that right now and put that in the chat. And we're going to pull in Pat and do some hot seating, which is super cool. So, Pablo, open that up and grab it. Anybody else that wants to see the prompts, there it is. This is a mastermind. We're all here to support each other. Going to Pat first, and then we'll go to Sherry as well. Linda says, this appears to be a solution to integrating all the personalities, differentiating elements of a person in a surprisingly creative way, for sure. And now, again, we're coming up on Halloween. You write stuff on Halloween. We're coming up on Thanksgiving. You write stuff about Thanksgiving. We're coming up on Christmas. You write about Christmas. Then you have the New Year. Then you have a Valentine's Day. And there's just never an end to what you can do when you really understand what this beast has the capability of creating. So,
and where do you put it? In your blog.
That's right. And your social media and whatever other outlets you have. There's no end to what you can do. Hello, Pat. I like your hat. You're on mute.
I said, thank you, thank you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Where are we starting? What are we working on?
Okay, I sent a document to support at whatever. Do you want me to share my screen since if you don't have it?
I probably do have it somewhere, but I've been
supported PAF form. What is it? Can't remember the email suddenly.
Partner attraction formula. Yeah, I'm sure it's in the system. It has not quite made its way to me yet, so please do share your screen.
Okay, hang on a moment.
Okay.
I'm not trying to be difficult. It's just
and in the background, talk for a second, Hubert. I'm going to ask for that document.
Sure. So, Paul and Joan, so glad that you got the API working. Let me use Pablo as the model to speak to for anybody that's new and needs to set up the PAF Brain. Okay, so let me just share my screen again and explain as part of your, hold on, let me actually get into the, okay, so let me explain what we're going to do here. I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to go into partnerattractionformula.com/mastermind is the shortcut to the login page. Okay, and this you'll get all of this in email over the next couple of days, Pablo, because I believe they just added you to the list. So you're going to
Also,
sign in.
help me. Anybody that needs help, we're obviously going to help because it's just getting started is a little tricky.
Exactly. So hold on. Okay, here we go. So I log in, and you're going to see this Partner Attraction Formula AI Vault. Okay, you also have access to the Partner Attraction Formula portal, which describes our methodology and has a whole worksheet, and we'll be walking people through that too. But just for the new members, the quick shortcut, you click into the AI Vault, and then inside your AI Vault, you have the schedule of our upcoming calls, the place to get the Zoom recordings. It's all in here, right? You definitely want to check Ridgely's private prompt library and Hubert's hacks. But here we go here, in this section here, the brain, the AI brain. This explains how you register for your AI brain account. You click on this button here, you will basically get to a screen where you can, I'm logged in already. So let me just, after you set it all up, you'll be able to log in right over here. And then after you log in, there's a process. If this is a brand new account, you're not set up to use it yet. You have to actually go into the profile and enter what's called an API key. And you get that from the openai.com email address that's in the instructions. And it's all in this instruction set right here. And last week, bunch of people had difficulty. So I was concerned and I just wanted to make sure and check on people. I believe if you walk through these instructions step by step, you'll get it done. But if you don't, let me know and we can clarify it further.
And then I see a message here from Art saying, I also followed Hubert's directions for setting up an additional API. So I have both and it worked. Okay, great.
That's good. So I have to say, everybody that's had issues when I say read the instructions, and I know it's annoying to say to somebody or to hear somebody say read the instructions, but they come back to me and say, oh, okay, it was because I presumed certain things in the instructions or something like that. But eventually people will get it done. So don't give up hope if you're having difficulty.
Okay, cool. So tell me what this is, Pat. This is cool. I'm already intrigued.
Okay, this I did with the help of ChatGPT, but it's a little bit bald, and also it is not pathicized.
Okay, so tell me what it is.
Okay, it's a lead magnet that because many holistic entrepreneurs, they love what they do, they're good at what they do, but marketing, business planning, all kinds of stuff like that, they're all over the place. They don't know what to do. So I thought this was just kind of like a something that would make things easy. Just for a lead magnet. Obviously, I could make this into a much bigger thing because I have a 6-week program, which is so. Gee, I didn't realize I was so hot. I was so cold before. Must be being with you guys. And that's a 6-week program, which is a combination of teaching and laser coaching, which now I'm going to use Voxer. But anyway, it helped them create simple, easy ways of creating their marketing. Helped a roadmap to get their next 10 clients. I don't have exact title on it, but I could easily find the title.
Can I just ask a question? Can I just ask a question about the formatting of this thing? Just so that I understand. When you use the phrase content prompts, do you mean prompts in the sense that these are AI prompts that you use or no?
No, I apologize. Okay. These are not content prompts, although because a lot of holistic people are not really that knowledgeable about AI yet. But so this is like a prompt for them to say, for example, write a blog post or a social media post.
So if I may suggest, because of the world that we're in with the word prompt rapidly being used almost exclusively for AI, I think, Ridgely, you tell me if you agree or not, but I think instead of 10 content prompts for holistic entrepreneurs, unless they actually are AI prompts, which would be cool also, this should say 10 content ideas for holistic entrepreneurs.
Okay, actually, you're right on when you say that, because earlier it was called prompts, but now with AI, you're absolutely right. So I'll change it to ideas. So like, for example, there's 10 ideas, okay? So I'll just show you the structure of it. It's like, say, for example, a personal story. So here's an idea of a personal story. So then they don't know, oh, well, what can I do? So here's getting a little more precise about something that could trigger them off to think of something to tell as a personal story. And then I've given them an example. And the same thing, like, for example, myth busting. So address a common misconception or myth in your industry, like say in your chiropractic business or in your homeopathic or whatever format they're using. Here's a couple of more precise, I'd say, I don't know another word besides idea doesn't quite sound right. I'll use the word prompt for now, okay? So something to trigger them off to think of something, and then here's an example. So it's just like an idea.
Grab that example for me, if you can. Grab that example, Pat. Copy and paste that into the chat for everyone, please.
This particular one? Should I just do this one?
Yeah.
The whole thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just copy and paste that into the chat. That'd be great.
I can't find the chat anymore.
The chat is in the
No, I know the chat, but I just can't seem to. Ah, there it is. Up at the top.
Okay.
Okay, sorry.
Too many windows open does make it a little trickier for sure.
Yeah, okay, there you go.
Okay, great. So now I'm going to grab this back for a second. And let's go again into AI. And
This is regular AI?
yeah, regular AI. I'm just going to go into regular AI for now because we don't have the exact prompt that I'm looking for written here. This is more rigidly going to play a little bit.
Oh, okay.
So because I want to kind of take this, we have this, no,
but do you understand what I'm trying to do? I mean, I'm giving them an idea and then giving them, I don't know the word in English, to make it more specific and then giving an example, two more specific.
Yeah. And so we were calling this a prompt, right? So let's just say.
I don't know another word, actually.
Okay.
I like in the title using ideas, but like those second two things, like the two more precise things, I don't know another word. Because in journaling, they'll use it as a journal prompt. You know, people learn how to do journaling. They do call it prompts there too.
For holistic entrepreneurs.
So holistic entrepreneurs understand the concept of prompts in journaling, for example.
Okay.
It's new for me because I've worked more with brick and mortar businesses in the past, but I know so many holistic people, and I also did run the pilot program already.
Take the following example and build a simple template that is broken down by sections. That someone could easily follow. I'm just playing with ideas, showing what's possible.
Well, I actually like what you're suggesting because although I can talk a lot when I write, I tend to be a bullet point writer.
Yeah, so let's see what happens here. What do we get? Because again, because this is AI and it's an iterative process, we can iterate from one thing to the next until we like it. So now this is going to serve as an example. The Holistic Entrepreneur's Guide to Myth Busting, because that was what this topic was all about.
Right.
Craft a compelling title that hints at a revelation. It should capture the attention and curiosity of the target audience. The truth about myth topic, debunking common myth. The truth about detox diets, debunking common myths. Because you grab that from the example. Begin by introducing the common misconception or myth that you'll be addressing, paint a picture of why it's prevalent or how it might be misleading people. What's a widespread misconception about blank? Example, detox diets are the rage these days, promising quick weight loss. Are they truly magical solution they can be? Present the myth. Start the misconception early. Clearly, state the misconception clearly. This will serve as a reference point. A common myth is the misconception. A common myth in the holistic health space is that detox can reset your body in just a week. So see how it's just breaking this whole thing down for you super cleanly? Counter the misconception with evidence-based facts or studies. Question, what studies or expert opinions can refute this misconception? According to a study from the National Institute of Health, certain detox diets might lead to short-term weight loss, but they don't offer long-term solutions. Offer a balanced perspective. So now what we've done here is taken the whole thing and created a framework that fleshes all of it out all the way through a call to action.
Okay.
Isn't this cool? And so
that
now
is really cool.
You've given somebody a step-by-step as to how they do it.
And how cool is that inside the lead magnet? I mean, somebody looking at this would say, oh my God, she gave me great ideas and she explained her framework.
Okay, would it be possible to do one other one?
Sure.
Just to
Pop it into the chat for me.
yeah, I'm just gonna do that right away. Hang on a second.
So now I can actually say, great work. Can you do one more version using this content? And now when you give me the content, we'll do it and we'll have another one and we can compare one versus the other. Remember, there's no limit to what you can do. You can go as far as you want because it's AI and it works for you for free. So don't limit yourself. So I'm not going to give many more instructions this time because I want to show everybody what's possible even without a lot of instructions. I could give a lot, but just to give you a sense, here we go. I'm going to put it in quotes. All I said was, can you do one more version using this content, colon, and now we're going to
I put it in the chat.
Right. Okay, hold on a second. Let me grab that. This is what we want. Command C, take this down to here. All right. So now it's going to give me a second version. Holistic Entrepreneur's Guide to Behind the Scenes, Storytelling, Design a Title. So it's going to follow a similar formula, but you'll see it iterates itself. And now you've got the entire thing broken down for this one.
Oh.
Question to answer. What's the example? Workspace showcase. What's the question to answer? And it's going to give you an example. What are the daily operations? Question to answer. So now you have another personal touches. Share moments that are unique to you. Conclusion. So now you have a slightly different format, similar, very similar, but you can look at both of these, Pat, and say, oh, I like this a lot better, or I like this, or I like elements of this. You could even, and this would get really complicated, so I'm not going to do that to you because I don't want to complicate your life, but you could say, I like points 1, 3, 5, and 6 of part 1 and points 2, 4, 8, and 9 from part 2. Can you combine those two?
Okay.
Now, I'm going to suggest to you that it might create a big old cluster mess. But that's how you can, if you begin to think like that it's what's possible, it's just endless where you can go. And you can create much, much better content by playing and giving another instruction and checking it out. And you can say, do more of this, do less of this, make this more humorous, make it a little less formal, make it whatever, and it'll just keep going until you feel good about it.
Yes, well, I'm gonna check it over, but yeah, because as I said, this is really helpful because I do tend to write too briefly, and not that I want to become verbose in my writing. It's just that I tend to write too briefly.
Yeah,
and I don't weave enough personality in and story. So I think this would be really helpful.
Well, there it is. Grab it from the chat, Pat, so you have it. And then you can play with it.
Okay. Yeah, this has really helped me a lot. And when you do a lead magnet, do you also include like a mini bio, and at the beginning you explain what you're going to be doing, and then do it, and then at the end do like a summary or something, and then like a call to action?
Sometimes it depends on how much space you have. Sometimes lead magnets are short, sometimes they're long. If they're longer, for sure you could do all that. But if it's shorter, you might not have space for that. But that's why you have AI, because you could say to AI, hey, great work. Can you give me another version that's 50% shorter? And it'll take care of it for you.
Right. Well, okay, that's an idea. Okay.
You're not restricted. That's why what you coming on like this is so helpful to everybody, because what you're going to hear Hubert and I say all the time is think bigger, think outside the box, think what else can I do? How much bigger can I go? How much smaller can I go? What if I went upside down? What if I did, there's just, the more you think like that, the more you're putting the tool to work in the way that the tool works, which is fantastic.
Okay,
Wow.
Pat, before you go, I have a joke just for you.
Oh, cool.
I
All
know
right.
I know you love jokes, and your name is Snow. So here's a snow joke for you for Halloween. Okay. How did the snow globe feel after listening to a scary story?
I have no idea.
A bit shaken up.
Oh my God. Oh, you want to hear something funny about that?
Okay.
My father years ago, because his name was Snow too, and he owned a real estate brokerage. Anyway, long story short, he was up at Mount Tremblant, and he saw this big thing. He got a pin that says "Think Snow," of course, for the skiers, right? But he adapted it as a joke because he says, "Hey, if I go to the Rotary or to the Chamber of Commerce, people look at it and say, what's it was, he felt it was a conversation starter." So anyway, he's died a number of years ago now. So anyway, I started wearing it just for the hell of it to see what people would do. Anyway, people really got it stuck that this was my tagline. Think Snow, call Pat.
I love that. I think that's good. Whatever works. If it works, use it. All right.
Yeah, I just thought it was a little too hokey and unprofessional. But anyway, I guess I have to think more out of the box. Absolutely. Thanks, Hubert. Thanks, Ridgely.
You are
Thank
so
you,
welcome. So welcome. All right, I'm going to pull up Sherry. Sherry is coming up here as well. And want to invite everybody, before I do that, before I forget again, which I will, we're doing a product giveaway that will help you build your list. If you're interested in participating in our product giveaway, I want to show it to you real quick. We'd love to have you. It's very fun. It's a cool way to learn about how to build your list also. So let me just grab that real quick and open it. And I'm going to show you on my screen. Here we go. We're doing this next month. It's called Grow Your Business Through Partnership. And whatever, to participate in this, you join the giveaway. You have something that you're going to give away, so that people will opt in to get that. So you build your list by doing that. It's a very straightforward methodology of doing it. And then obviously everybody that participates promotes to their own list. So you have lots of people looking at the giveaway. If you're interested in joining, you see there's me down here, hosted by me. Come on and click click on that list right there, infinite list thing, and you will see how you can sign up. And Sansia, who works on our team, is going to be there taking care of you. Okay, so next we're going to Sherry, who signed up for our hot seat. I'll stop share 1 second. And again, remember, when you have content, please send us a quick email, support at partnerattractionformula.com, so that we can help you out with whatever you need, just like we did with Pat, just like we did with Scott, just like we're doing with lots of people. Okay. Hello, Sherry.
Hi there. And I didn't really realize I was signing into the hot seat, but
well, you had some stuff you said to get. We'll just get started a little bit on what we're talking about, just to get it going. I know we have some stuff to do, so tell me what you're most needing to work on right now.
So trying to build my I guess followers, on Facebook. And so being a bookkeeper, I want to provide some helpful information in an engaging way. And I subscribe to this Bradford Tax Institute, which publishes a newsletter every month on different topics and gives us the license to treat it as our own and do with whatever we want. Plus, they do articles almost every single day that they send out that I could, on different topics that I would like to pass on to my followers as well, and or my clients. And so I would like to rewrite stuff and break it down into shorter posts and do it in an engaging way, not my regular dry, straightforward manner. So.
And tell me again, because I'm blanking here. What is your main website? It's Safe Harbor. What is it?
safeharborbookkeeping.com.
Okay. And let me see if I can get a plug-in to work on that. Yes. That's what I thought it was. It would not let me, it would not take it in without the HTTP stuff. So maybe that was the issue, but let's just see. I'm going to make sure my plugins are running here. Do we have plugins running here? Let's just make sure. Yep. Okay. Now let's see if we got this. All right, here, why am I having a hard time getting Safe Harbor bookkeeping to be taken in here? Oh, you know what? We can use our brain. There we go. Haha. We have many ways of using AI and coming up with stuff. So let's go here.
Most of the time it's user error. Lol.
Oh, really? Does that mean me?
Yeah, O, KKE.
Okay, let me think this for a second. Okay, user URL. We're going to go to Safe Harbor. I'm going to do something very cool here in just a second. And what we said we're looking for is Facebook posts, right?
Yes.
All right, let's just do that. See what we go off with. So this is one click inside your PAF brain. And fortunately, this does all the work for us. But then I'm going to show you what you can do with this to expand the possibilities and have a little fun. And again, this is not necessarily polished content, more of a showing you how to do it, Sherry, because I know you're very capable. Okay, so here we go. Turn your cash flow chaos into profit powerhouse with Safe Harbor bookkeeping. Tired of seeing your hard-earned revenue slip through your fingers like sand? Meet Sherry James, your new secret weapon in the fight against confusing financials. With Safe Harbor bookkeeping, you'll experience the peace of mind that comes from knowing your books are in expert hands. Whether you're battling QuickBooks or need assistance with data entry, reconciliation, or financial reports, Sherry has you covered, blah, 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 and so on. Stop running across burning financial coals, contact Safe Harbor bookkeeping, and experience the relief of having your finances under control. Okay, so now we have this. Now I can grab that, and that's one version that was created directly by the PAF brain, which you have access to. I can then go to ChatGPT and I can say, you are a marketing expert charged with creating Facebook posts for a bookkeeping company that are fun, interesting, casual, yet compelling. Here is an example of something that we want to emulate. Okay. Now I'm going to say, what's going to happen? Let's see what happens. Just see what happens when we just let the machine run. Okay. Here are certain fun, interesting, casual, compelling Facebook ideas for a bookkeeping company. Dive into the financial pool without the fear of drowning. Ever feel like you're Swimming against a never-ending tidal wave of receipts and spreadsheets, let's flip that script, dive confidently into your finances with Safe Harbor Bookkeeping. Throw away those floaties and let's swim to success together. Right? Lost in the jungle of numbers, let's make it a walk in the park. Jungle vines or spreadsheet lines, what's more tangled? Right.
That's
So,
pretty good.
right? It's kind of crazy how good it really is, right?
It is.
If you're feeling lost amidst the towering trees of tax codes and the wild beasts of balance sheets, Safe Harbor Bookkeeping is here to lead the way. and you can just go. And it's so easy, right? So you want them longer, shorter, funnier, Halloweenier? What would you like?
Halloween would be good.
Great. Give us 2 more with a Halloween theme that are equally can't spell anything here. Not that it matters because AI doesn't care. Funny, and insert a bunch of emojis. Now notice how fast this happens. All I'm doing is talking to the machine. There it is. Beware the ghost of financial blunders past. The haunted tales tell of businesses doomed by the specters of messy ledgers and spooky unpaid invoices. But fear not, with Safe Harbor Bookkeeping, we'll keep those financial goblins at bay. Why let your books turn into a haunted house when they can be as sweet as candy corn? Let our team work their magic, turning cobwebbed accounts into gleaming gold. And remember, a balanced book can keep even the most persistent financial vampire away. It's super crazy, right? Now, let's be real here. Would you rather, if you're a consumer, read something like this or something super boring and dry?
Oh, for sure this. Yeah, for sure.
Right? So it's really this easy when you use AI. We went from PAF Brain, grabbed the one click, moved into ChatGPT 4, created a couple, and within a matter of a few minutes, you have really good stuff.
Okay, so my question is, if I'm taking regular content, like that newsletter that I get from Bradford Institute, then I would come straight into Chat OpenAI to work with it rather than working through PF Brain. Does PF Brain only grab URLs to grab content or what?
Watch this. You could change it right up here and choose mode, click on enter text.
Oh, okay.
Then you could enter the text here and give it a shot. Now, here's something that still kind of up in the air. And so I think it's important. Let me first give you this content before I forget, so you can use it or play with it. And that is, when you're taking, you have the right to use that content, right? Okay, that's totally cool. But what I would recommend, so that the content becomes your own, is I would recommend something like, hey, grab this article. Oh, before I forget, let me put this in the chat for you. Hold on.
Yeah, because I would like it rewritten in my words versus a dry CPA's words.
Well, that's right. So what you can do is take it and say, grab this content from this and focus on the following 4 ideas. Then give me a blog post of 500 words that also is in the tone of casual, conversational, etc., and reshape it so that it really does become yours. And literally, Sherry, it'll take a couple of minutes. If you want to...
Am I doing that in PF Brain or am I doing that in Open Chat?
You can do it in both.
In either one. Okay. Okay.
But what I'm suggesting is that the more you take a basis and then move it to somewhere else, the less issue you will ever have with somebody saying, oh, there's any kind, oh, you can't, you're supposed to be able to use this, but you're not supposed to be able to use this to promote your business or any kind of stuff like that.
Okay,
It's just
okay.
easier to just avoid it.
Gotcha. Okay, so I start out with PF Brain and then move it to chat.
That's what I would do, but you can do it either way. You could pop
Okay.
it straight into chat GPT and not worry about
Okay.
it.
All righty. Cool. Thank you.
Well, there you go. And this is what we do. So bring it next time and, you know, just raise
I
your hand.
will.
And, hey, I got something for everybody and we'll do it.
Thank you very much.
You're most
Thank you, Sharon.
welcome. All right. Obviously, these archives of these calls will be in our vault. Any questions at all, especially if this is one of your first 1 or 2 calls, please go to Partner Attraction, send us an email to support@partnerattractionformula.com so we can help you. It'll take a minute to come up to speed on everything that's available because it's a lot, right? But once you know it all, you'll really have a monster edge. So next week, we are gathering. And we're gathering on Wednesday at 11 o'clock Eastern time, 11 o'clock Eastern time, 8 o'clock Pacific time is when our next gathering is. Send us your content. Send us what you want to work on. Support@partnerattractionformula.com. Bring your questions, and we will obviously continue with our AI training. I think we'll let Hubert do something deep next time. He's like way smarter than me, so I let him, you know.
No. I'll have some. I'm working on some new entries to the brain. I call it my brain surgery, and so I'll walk you guys through that. Now, just to elaborate on what Shari was saying, when to use Chat GPT regular and when to use the brain. If you're feeling lazy, or you just, it's kind of like Google's version of feeling lucky, and you just press the button. Give the brain a try, especially if you're just not feeling any inspiration or anything. Just put in your URL and hit enter. Put in the competitor's URL and hit enter. Just go to town. I mean, it's meant to be one click and you'll get a lot to chew on.
Exactly. All right, everybody, appreciate you very much. Thank you for joining us today. It was fantastic as always, and we'll see you next week. Again, send your stuff in, support@partnerattractionformula.com. And if you want to join our giveaway, then please grab and sign up at this link that is in the chat right here, and join us. Okay, you guys are great. All right, have a great one, everybody. See you soon. Ciao for now. Bye.